You've heard of Garchomp, Zacian, and even Incineroar, Pokemon that dominate the battlefield with raw power. But what if I told you that one of the strongest Pokemon in existence starts off weaker than a Magikarp? That's right, I'm talking about Wishiwashi, a Pokemon so underestimated that most trainers laugh it off, until it transforms into something terrifying. Because when this tiny fish groups with each other's, it becomes something far stronger than most people realize. Let's take a trip back to the Alola region in Pokemon Sun and Moon. When you first encounter Wishiwashi at Brooklet Hill, it's almost a joke. Base stat total, 175. To put that in perspective, that's weaker than Caterpie. Its attack, barely enough to tickle a Rockruff. The Pokedex even calls it the weakest Pokemon in the world. Alone, it's just a tiny, scared fish struggling to survive in the ocean. When Wishiwashi has less than 25% HP, it calls on more Wishiwashi to gather. They merge into what's called school form, a massive, intimidating fish made of hundreds of Wishiwashi moving as one. And here's where the numbers get crazy. In school form, its base stat total jumps from 175 to 620. That's higher than most legendary Pokemon. Let that sink in. A tiny, helpless fish turns into something stronger than Salamence, stronger than Garchomp, and almost on par with Kyogre. This strength is why it is worthy of its role as Totem Boss. And it's not just a stat boost, it's symbolic. Wishiwashi represents unity, the idea that strength doesn't always come from one powerful individual, but from cooperation and connection. This relates to one of the game's major themes, relationships. In Alola, it's said that when Wishiwashi gather, they can scare away even Gyarados, the so-called atrocious Pokemon. That means an army of the weakest creatures in the sea can drive away one of the most feared creature in the sea. It's a story that mirrors real life, strength and unity, the power of the underestimated, and how teamwork can overcome even the strongest opponents. And maybe that's why the Pokemon world treats Wishiwashi differently. It's not a powerhouse because it was born strong, alone it is weak. It gains power in numbers. So next time you see a tiny Wishiwashi, don't laugh, because that little fish holds one of the biggest secrets in Pokemon history. That true strength doesn't come from size, power, or even legendary status. It comes from unity. Wishiwashi proves that even the weakest can become unstoppable if they stand together. So, what do you think about this deep dive? Should there be more school form Pokemon, or is Wishiwashi enough? What about a bug type that swarms together? Like and subscribe if you've ever been to a Diddy party, because
like we all, hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Sometimes, the smallest stories hide the biggest truths. Click here to see the most broken Pokemon trio that no one knows about.